what's up? Hello, everyone, and welcome to the BINACT podcast where we talk music, the people that make it, and the communities that listen to it. Um, Literally, not 2 seconds after I started, I was interrupted and I had to start over. So if that feels rushed, sorry. I apologize.
I'm just over here just chilling. So
And then my headphones fell off my head. And if you're watching the video, these are big ass headphones. So I just had to get my life all the way back together. Um, so AD, what's going on? How's life?
yeah, can't complain. Can't complain at all.
What are you drinking?
Another adult apple juice.
I haven't had one of those in a long time. Actually, those used to be my jam. I used to love those.
I don't feel bad when I drink them.
Those are my jam. They're like light, they're something real, real cute, real cute.
Yes, but of course if you drink like two or three of them, because I learned the was it? Because remember it says each one is the level of the alcohol, right?
Yeah, they're like 6% alcohol.
Yeah, right. So yeah, this is fine, right? But I was at somebody's party and they had something called an orange crush,
Hmm.
and it's 12% alcohol. So
Yeah, anything 10 and above, it just sneaks up on you a little bit
yeah,
faster.
I had an orange crush and something else. So that when you add the two com- combines, you drank about like 24-25% worth of alcohol.
Yeah, and again, they sneak it like once you've had one, and then if you do like a liquor or something, like that'll do it.
Yeah,
That'll do it.
so of course it snuck up on me. So, but good thing I was at a Caribbean person's house, so and it was a party, and they had tons and tons of food. So
Yeah,
literally,
that'll
I
help you
had
out.
yeah. So literally, I had a fat boy portion, and literally that soaked up everything. So I was good. So I was good the next day. But this is just nice. Turn turn everything down. Now I do have a question about you. You've had Jamaican food, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. Hold on, because I want you to educate me. What's considered Jamaican food? Just so I'm not wrong.
Well, of course, beef patty. You got beef patties, jerk chicken, brown
So that's
stew.
like Jamaican.
It could also be. It could, goes to Caribbean, but you've had
Okay.
Caribbean food.
Yes. 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 I have. I
Have
didn't
you?
want it to be like some dish that I should know and don't.
No,
But
no,
yes, I
no,
have.
no. But you have you been to a Caribbean restaurant,
Yes, we have a
right?
couple here.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question: is your Caribbean restaurant had bougie, where it has good customer service, or is it like you go
Oh
in
no,
there?
all of them are definitely ridiculous on their own special way. Like the one closest to my parents' house, it was relatively new when it opened up, and you had to like wait. And honestly, if the lady taking my order doesn't have an attitude, I'm concerned. So, um, and then the one where it's like we have two that are like big, so they're like Caribbean bar and grills, so they're not just a restaurant, but they're like a little bit bigger.
I got one of those, and this kind of brings me to why I brought this up because
And so those are fun too. They're normally in like at night they turn into like a club, where it's like popping or whatever and they still serve the food. But yeah. Yeah, if it doesn't take 62 years to get there, I mean, what's the point?
which was is how is yours bougie? Does it have good customer service,
Oh yeah, no,
or is it like you go in there and you gotta haggle to see what they actually have, and it may take a while to get the food. Like,
there's one in Atlanta that I've been to that like customer service isn't bad. It's just you can tell it's like I guess what am I trying to say? It's not bad, but like I kind of have to be like, hey, I want to order, and then like the one in Atlanta, like when I'm like, hey, I'm ready now. The girl will be like, okay, I'm coming or whatever. Like again, if the person giving me my food is not like on the phone or watching TV or just with a slight attitudinal disposition, I don't want the food, and that's fair.
yeah, we got one. We got one around my way that I like the food. It's a like a bar and grill type of situation. So I know about the customer service. Hell, my family's is Caribbean. You know,
Right,
grew up grew up in New York for a couple of years, but I know what a Caribbean. But I've been
right.
right. Her, she don't know. She from the South, so she
There are
thinks,
Caribbean people in the South too, like
yeah, but
restaurant.
nah, but
I know it's different, but still.
yeah, but what I mean by that is she went there, she was like, oh my gosh, they had like their whole entire family running around in the back, and I was like, yeah, and
I don't know. I mean, what kind of? I guess I just know the context of family-run businesses. That's everywhere I go. Just like when I go to the nail salon, like I
yeah,
don't, you know what I mean? Like to me, that's not a shock. I don't like most family-owned businesses, particularly restaurants, nail shops, hair stores, all that stuff. Be having kids, like that's not surprising to me. Or like just different shit going on.
and
That's
she
not surprising.
and she was like, and it took so long to get my food. I was like, yeah, and they make it fresh.
Those are the only places that, like if I'm going to any other restaurant, I'm like, yeah, give me my food, it's on time. But normally I'm willing to wait. And with those restaurants, like with my parents, you could call it in. So I used to call it in and give it like 30 fucking minutes and then go or whatever.
Yeah, I'm like I'm like, you really don't know about the Caribbean culture, do you? Like, you want your food. You don't go into a place to say, "Hey, let me get the number 5 and it'll be ready for you like in 3 5 minutes."
Yeah, no,
Like,
and that food, like you said, is made not only is it made from scratch, normally, I mean, they are family owned restaurants, but like other restaurants, have like a protocol and they have like, shifts and, like the way that they spread them out. And I'm sure that those restaurants do too, but it's different. You know what I mean? And they don't have a million people working. So I'll wait.
it's that, and also it's they run out of food. So when they do, you have to ask the question of, you don't ask the question, can I get, it's what do you have available?
Right. And depending on what time of day you go, and then you might have missed the jerk chicken, so you got to order something else. Look, I mean, that's your business. When you want Caribbean food, you need to be on a schedule. You need to probably want it at about 2 p.m. if you want it for dinner.
That's true.
And hopefully you have your mindset and you order it, and it's you got your
You got
plan.
you gotta get the lunch. You gotta get it. You gotta buy it at lunch for dinner,
Or buy it at lunch for lunch and then have the rest for dinner.
that's do that too.
That's how I be.
That's how when I was
I
single.
want Caribbean food.
Man, I haven't had like legit, like, no, I can't lie. That party was Caribbean food. That was some good. I had some bomb ass chicken wings that was so like spicy, and it wasn't like the ones that like on hot wings. It was the one that you could actually taste the seasoning. But you know how you eat them, and like in that first 2 3 seconds, it just the pepper just gets
I
to
don't
the
even
back of
want
your
to talk
throat.
about it anymore because now I want wings and Caribbean food.
Man, I some bomb ass chickpeas, whatever the
I
chickpea
don't
bread
like
is.
chickpeas, so keep talking
No, the
about
bread,
something that
but the bread, but it was a bread. You could, I didn't even know it was chickpeas.
keep
I'm
talking about
not,
chickpeas because then I won't be hungry anymore. I hate chickpeas
but I mean
and
the
hummus. I hate all of it. Take it away.
oh, I can't do hummus.
I
So
don't like it.
uh, It has no taste.
And just like that, I'm unhungry again. Thank you very much.
No, but it was the. But I had one of the best macaroni and cheese to me. Got me in trouble.
I love a macaroni and cheese. I love a macaroni and cheese. I love a macaroni
And
and
it
cheese.
wasn't like, and it was the right crust on it. It
Why are
wasn't
we talking about food? Why are we doing this?
because we could be talking about golden showers.
I don't want to be talking about that either. I saw that was on the docket of discussion and I was very confused.
Well, your ambassador,
Who?
Carisha, Young Miami.
I mean, I like Carisha, but all women don't stand for me, and I don't stand for all women. Like, I saying that, like, I support black women, but like, Carisha does not speak for me. Like, she's not the only. Anywho, don't call that lady my ambassador. I mean, she's a
And
fine person, but
and I'm fine now.
not
So
not anybody that is my ambassador. Like, that's giving her a lot for me. But anywho, what's she talking about?
I
Oh
don't know.
my god! You know what? You know what? Actually, I think I know where you're going with this. Or I got wind of it because you know I don't like. I be halfway on the fucking internet. I saw a meme that was like, "Oh, City Girls down worse because Diddy had a baby on her, and then she's getting peed on." And I read that, and I was like, you know, that kind. I was just like, you know what? Somebody's just making up a meme, and you know, I just went about my business. But you're not about to sit across from this internet chair and tell me that Carisha is on her show talking about getting pissed on by a 50-year-old man.
she says it does something to her.
Goodbye. I'm leaving. Turn this shit off.
but
I don't want to come back.
look, she ain't the only one. I'm hearing what is it? I don't even know how
I want to leave again. I'm upset.
some person from Love and Hip Hop co-signs like she likes getting peed on as
I'm
well.
not.
I'm like,
Whatever you do, I don't kink shame. Whatever you do is your business. Period. But my annoyance is that she is doing a lot behind a man that apparently like ain't hers or whatever. Getting pissed on. I'm I'm just really also tired of hearing about y'all sex lives. That's just like when Glorilla was talking about. Did you see what Glorilla was talking about? I heard it on the
talking
read.
about nutty fries.
Stop involving me in your life. I don't want to know that.
Y'all nasty, and you call you throw y'all women nasty, and you throw this on us.
I don't want to know. But like I said, Carisha,
So
leave me alone. Or
so
whichever one. Young Miami, Carisha,
yeah,
whichever child.
that's the same person.
You're right. Same girl, same person. What's the other one's name? JT. Um
She to me she's a normal one.
no, but see, my thing about it is like I said, I'm not king shaming, that's your business. But it's 50-plus-year-old man piss.
Hey, we could talk about how some of these IG models go overseas and get sticky chest.
I don't care. And I want to know less. I would like to know less. Also, I guess I'm gonna have to add a trigger warning because we're talking about piss. Um, disgust.
As you see me on the video, just taking a sip on my cup.
I just don't. I really hate it here. This is the worst timeline. I bet we're in the worst timeline. We are. We're in the worst timeline. Um.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let me
No.
ask you
I don't
where
like
we're
it.
at right now. We always keep talking about gimmicks and everything like that, right?
This isn't a gimmick. Y'all just like talking. Y'all like telling us your business. This is no
But
longer a
it's
gimmick.
shock value. It's shock value.
I mean, it's shock value, but like at this point, and this is just like I don't remember who I was having this conversation with. Oh, I led a community event and with Culture Fix, and we were talking about the internet has just emboldened us so much. And like now, it's just again, the internet's our fucking journal. The internet is, like all this stuff for us. And like, yeah, like I said, you're partially right. I think people do things for shock value, but again, now it's just, oh, I'm keeping it real and I love being open and candid, which again, fine, right? Like, okay, but like as celebrities, when you do that, excuse me, particularly celebrities, you open your you open the floodgates to have people critique you. And
Th- What about your kids? If you have kids,
I
how you
mean,
gonna say?
no,
I, I,
I don't connect those things. You know why?
n-
And just like we had talked episodes ago about Cardi B and the music she makes or whatever. That's none of your kids' business. Now, again, yes, because the internet is a thing. When they get older, they might find it. But like, that's basically like me saying, like as a parent, oh, like everything you do is under, I mean, and it is true, everything you do is under scrutiny for your, like your kids are watching you. So like there are things that are for adults. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, what about the kids? I mean, yeah, their kids. I don't remember. I don't think I don't think, no, JT is the one that had a baby by Southside. But um Carisha don't have no kids right
she
now.
does.
As far as she does, I don't know. Wait, which
Yeah,
one?
she
So
does.
which one has a baby by Southside? The producer, is it Carisha or is it JT?
I think it's Carisha.
I don't know. Anywho, whichever person. Okay, she got a baby. Maybe JT don't have no kids. Whatever. Point being, I know her kid is not old enough to find her shit on the internet. I
Now
know
look,
that.
but think about that. Your kids are looking at you like and saying, "Mommy,
They
you like to?"
can't. They can't. They can't. They're not old enough. Now, realistically, they're not old enough.
Man, you don't think that these little kids don't know how to navigate the
If
internet?
your child, now hold on. Now this
They
is
know how to
sounding a little.
navigate TikTok.
If your child if you're fucking 3, because that baby can't be no more than 3, 4, 5. And
Whew,
5 is even pushing it. If your
whew.
5-year-old knows how to navigate Instagram to the point where it can type in Carisha, Young Miami, whatever, and find out that you're talking about getting pissed on, there's a problem somewhere in that. Like, period. Like, I don't, and yes, like as parents, I think adults should move in a certain way, but you don't stop being an adult because you have kids. So I don't, like, I'm not going to give the whole, well, she should not be talking about getting pissed on by a 50-year-old man because we don't care, but not because she has kids. Because she grown. She is an adult.
You don't want me to get on my
I'm
soapbox.
just saying, like, telling a grown ass person how to move in that way, I can't get jiggy with that. Again, we should not be knowing about her sex activities just because it's too much information for the common
No,
listener.
but this comes to my question, right? This comes to my question is the way that the music industry, but just put it to the entertainment industry as a whole, things down so bad that you have to resort to these tactics on
I
an
mean,
everyday
I get
basis
stank.
for the attention.
I get stank. Well, okay, stank isn't the correct word. I don't like talking about this because I actually, if you are doing this, right, like if you're an artist that is actively participating in gimmick culture, I really don't have much, like I personally can't find myself to give fucks, right? So I don't like continuing to participate in, oh, gimmick culture is so bad, we know it's bad. And so again, hopefully, because I don't think Carisha is dropping music anytime. It's not like they're out here about to drop an album or something, hopefully. Um, but I don't find myself wanting to participate in that discourse anymore. We know it's bad. And I don't think that the City Girls are dropping music anytime soon. So again, I'm hoping this is just more of the, oh, I'm on the internet, I like to talk and tell my business type deal. As opposed to the pipeline of say crazy thing, 3 days later, album drops. Like we know that sucks. And yes, like things be crazy, but I can't put myself into like the madman, conspiracy theory of every crazy thing that an artist says is for a shot or like, is to drop an album. Like, no, sometimes them niggas just wild and they like to talk on the internet.
I think a lot of this is that things are just down bad across the board. I think a lot of it is social media hype. I think social media blows up a lot of people and makes them larger than life than they need to. I think I won't say back in the day because I won't do that because all of them have their own timeline, right? But you could be doing but you could get famous for doing the most insignificant stuff so fast these days.
And I mean, I guess as a millennial, like I'm a little bit desensitized to it, right? Like, yeah, I know it happens. And that's why I do get frustrated with this conversation because we can also just not do it, right? Like when people like memify Ice Spice and they're like, oh, I don't like Ice Spice, but like y'all did this. Like you know what I mean? And like granted, I'm not gonna lie, like, haha, songs catchy and fun. Like I'm not gonna sit here and like say that I'm too good to hear Munch or rap along to it or whatever, but like then y'all turn around and be like, she not even that hot. Well, I mean, she is. You made her that way, or what? You know what I mean? Like, it's exhausting to, you know, it almost feels like throwing stones and hiding your hands, where it's like, yeah, like again, redheaded girl, rapping like she's from New York, whatever, like that cadence, blah blah, was cool. And then like when she blew up, it was like, well, actually, she's not even all that great. Like, which one is it? Is it Uji Wally or is it One Mic? What
Hey,
is it?
I don't get on trends. So
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it is exhausting. I feel like every time I'm even at a point as a millennial, every time I turn around, it's something new or some, whatever. And like, again, not doing the back in my day, get off my lawn, whatever. It's just, I am tired, but I'm also not going to sit across from you in this, again, the internet chair and be like, oh, like I'm not going to snub my nose at the trends, but I don't care. Like, I'm just not going to follow them. I'm not going to keep up, or I'll keep up as much as I have to, but I'm not going to sit here and like be
it's okay to be knowledgeable about what's up.
right. But I mean, I'm also not going to be angry. You know what I mean? Like, I can't make myself be more up in arms about the fact that like this trendy shit is happening. You know what I mean? Like I'm already annoyed enough, and then it's just like, okay, I'm annoyed, but like what else
See,
am I supposed to do with that?
to me, and this is everything always builds on top of each other, right? Because we can even bring it to this fascination with Blueface and
You
and
know
Carisha.
what? You know what? You know what? I am fucking tired of them two light skinned niggas on this on the apps. Okay? I'm tired. Because first of all, we should not even be paying attention to Blueface. My fiance had the nerve, the audacity when we went on our walk the other day to be like, yeah, Blueface was like a top rapper in hip hop.
No, he wasn't.
I
And I
felt like
said,
I was in the fucking Twilight Zone. I was like, he was popular because people were laughing at him, but nobody was like, yeah, give me more Blueface.
I saw him perform at a Roots picnic
Oh, you
on
actually saw him live?
yes, and that wasn't by my choice.
I mean, obviously, I mean, you were at a festival. That's not your fault.
Yeah.
Like,
So I wanted to see what this whole thing was about. So of
did
course,
you enjoy yourself?
hell no, hell no. I was like this. I was like, homie ain't got. I was like, homie ain't doing nothing. I'm not impressed. Yeah, the I would say the kids, yeah, because that's what they were. The kids were all hyped about him, but I wasn't impressed with anything. Now,
I'm sorry you had to experience that, to be honest with you.
I
That's
was I had uh
unfortunate.
well I forgot the group's name on from the top of my head, but they had a better showcase than he did. Excuse me.
Were they like a up and coming group, another up and coming group or something?
Tank and the Bangers.
Okay, now now I'm gonna stop you right there because first of all, I don't know if I've ever told this story. Slight detour. I got to interview them. I saw them at Afropunk 2016. I got
Ooh.
to interview them. They're lit. So actually, what you're not gonna do is even put them in the same
No,
tank.
but I'm saying, but that was my first time seeing them, so I wasn't familiar.
Oh, okay. I was
So
just
that
I didn't like how you was about to set up that story and be like, oh, well, this group was better than them. Of course, Ariana, Tank, and her band are better than that nigga. Tayana is like a spoken word. Anyways,
no, I'm coming from this place is because for my
and technically, they're actually more popular than Blueface because they got picked up on like the time they've been doing their rounds. So
oh
even
yeah oh yeah
like, anywho, continue. Finish
yeah
your
I'm
story.
just saying when I was introduced to the both of them were around the same time. So it was,
Ah,
ironically, it was at the
got you,
Roots picnic, you
got
know.
you. Okay.
So when that happened, I was like, this is what the hype was all about. But I saw Tank, right? And
Hmm.
and they had a better performance. They didn't have as big of a crowd, but I was like, oh, that was actually fun performance.
Their performances are great.
Right, and then of course when you put it against like I think they Blueface performed before the mixtape session, which was Black Thought, Most Def, and a couple others, and that whole entire thing just like went off. So, but you know how, but it was still I was seeing new people, so new people, new acts I wasn't familiar with, so I could say like this, hey, I see where the hype is coming from. Okay, I understand it. With Blueface, I don't see anything because the nigga can't rap. He
Again, it was what we just said, similar with Ice Spice. It was a meme, it was like, haha, that nigga can't rap. And then he got popular. And then like people were like, oh yeah. You know what I mean? Like he
but my shit is this, right? And we're talking about it, but my thing is I honestly try to avoid as much as possible anytime I hear those two names, right?
yep.
Because what I'm not going to do is stand here and let and and watch a very 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 toxic situation
I mean, it is
and be
disgusting.
just and people say and people try to justify it is it's content, or you're bringing them on interviews because you know that they're messy so that you can see so that you can have a viral moment.
Do you know who else needs to stop doing interviews when they're asked and saying stupid shit?
Who? There's a lot of people.
You know who I'm talking about.
No, I actually don't, because you gripping that mic a little too tight, so I want so
You know who I'm talking about. You know who else needs to never be on another interview again to spew their terrible opinions? That
yeah.
one. That one. You know who I'm talking about. The one that don't ever need to go on an interview again.
Ooh.
I don't like saying his name.
um oh ye.
Yeah, that one can go away too.
Oh,
Actually, about the two light skinned people situation, it is actually bad. And like at this point, it's not, I mean, it's never been funny, right? I don't know where people thought this was funny, but it's messy and not healthy. And it again brings me back to my social media thing that we need to stop this. Like, because they're only doing it because they know that it gets reception, right? Like they continue to like if the first story of oh, he put his hands on me, or oh, we're not in a healthy relationship. If we would have just all said, no, thank you, they would not keep doing this and people would not be booking them or whatever. But now, again, that, like you said, that people think it's content and people think it's jokes, which is, again, I don't think it's fun. It's actually really sad, but like, stop clicking, stop watching, Like cancel culture gets a shit rap, and that's a completely different conversation. But like, just don't engage. You don't have to engage, and I don't want to engage.
I'm not. I don't- to
Sorry, that
me,
was really loud.
yeah. To me, I don't want to gauge. Is I turn things off. You know, and even when the content creators I do follow on YouTube or whatnot try to
Skip, skip,
talk,
skip, skip, skip.
I
Double
always do.
time.
I always do that, right? But the shit that gets me is the Zeus Network, the Jason Lees, the Adam 22.
Don't get me
Two,
started on that man. No.
oh, well, well, it's still under his banner, but
Yeah,
these
all of it's
people,
bad. No, thank you for that one.
because all y'all nasty in
You're
different
just
ways.
bad. You're sick. And just stop it. I just wish y'all would stop. Cause it's like, I mean, also you can throw DJ Academics on in there too. I'm not gonna let that little nigga slide either, because all y'all do is generate shit press around people. Very, very bad press. And like, yeah, sometimes on, the a broken clock is right twice a day. Sometimes you get a couple things right, but you know what you mostly do? Get shit wrong. And I'm just tired of the engagement. Like there's so many other platforms that you can consume, like this one. Hello, hi, we're here. Um,
We're just talking about the shit because there ain't nothing happening in music. That which kind of tells you we in the
no, no,
first
I
world.
mean, actually, I've got some points to talk about that I'm leaving for new noise, and then teasing a couple of other things in the pipeline for new episodes. Not the point. There are platforms you can listen to. This one right here. Um, that yes, occasionally we dabble in. I mean, of course, we're talking about pop culture. Like we live in it. It happens. Whatever. But we are not sitting over here having a dissertation about Blueface, Krishan Rock. Um, we're not having a dissertation about their relationship, and we don't have an hour-long interview talking about two people who are in a terrible situation. I just no.
My my thing is it's we've always had trash, but the thing that always gets me is these people or these platforms who try to say, "Oh, we're for uh
The shade room. I'm
it's
talking to
just
you. Talking to you directly. You.
it's the shade room is the shade room."
I'm just saying, like, talking about we're for the people and we're black owned, and like
That's
again,
what
a platform that just
Zeus Network.
mess, just
The
mess in the cycle.
the owner of it is a son of one of those big time preachers,
Mm.
right? And anytime something bad happens or there's controversy, you see him quick on that, saying we believe in mental health and doing X Y Z. So I'm like this, but you're putting this shit on your air.
Ti red tired.
So to me, yes, I avoid it. But look, what you're not going to do is, and this is where the responsible. We always talk about being responsible with your platform, right?
Oh, pick me, tag me in when you're done. I have a thought.
We always talk about being responsible for a platform, right? God forbid something tragic happens in this situation, right? And the Jason Lees, the Zeus Network, the who have you, right? I don't want you to come out here and be talking that
Yeah, no
whole
apologies.
no apologies, because
No
guess what,
condolences, no sending flowers to the family, no
you stood on it,
no 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 shit.
you stood on it.
No PR, like no press releases. And talking about responsibility for your platform, I get very, very frustrated because like we talk about it all the time, but again, like we say it on multiple episodes about, yeah, oh, we're not journalists and blah blah blah. And we're not, right? Like I do not, get on this mic every other week and be like, I'm a fact checker and I whatever. But I also have a responsibility to just do my best, do my darndest to just give accurate information as best as possible. Um and curate information that I will be sharing on the interwebs, again, as factually as possible to the best of my ability, in an opinionated fashion. Like I was trying to structure that thought, but I still have a responsibility. Like it's funny because like now, earlier we were talking about like parents and kids and what people should do. I think there is a responsibility for me, whatever I put out into the world as, under the BINACT umbrella, to not do harm, right? Like that is, that's one of the things that BINACT stands on. Okay, yes, we love talking about music and finding new music and having people, explore different genres and things like that. And again, not doing harm. When I first started creating BINACT, it was a little bit of a hindrance, but like my tagline was like, yeah, positive vibes only. Like I only write about good stuff. So like I'm only ever going to write about things that I like, because I also at that point in time when BINACT started in 2015, history lesson, whatever. Um, I was kind of tired of just seeing like, oh, this album's trash and blah, blah, like just a negative ass shit on the internet or whatever, around, music. So, I got into a very twisted rabbit hole. All I was saying was that I have a responsibility. BINAC has a responsibility. We have a responsibility to not do harm. Even though we're not journalists, even though whatever, if we are even content creators, anything that is going to be viewed by anybody has a responsibility to not do harm. This is not, earlier my point was talking about like kids and whatever. This is not me saying again, no, our image has to be squeaky clean and we have to be perfect. No, but we do have a responsibility of not putting bad stuff out, like bad meaning harmful things out into the ether. And we're talking about responsibility, like platforms having their own responsibility. And I really don't think that people think that way. Like it's really wild to me that, clicks and views are prioritized over just content integrity. And it blows my mind. Like every time, like I brought up academics because, like I said, a lot of people like to be like, well, yeah, like, but he's covered some good things and he's done, some deep dives. And it's like, okay, yeah, sure. Sure he has. But I'm sure that he has a longer list of fuck ups and just, again, bad vibes on his conscience. Like I don't ever see a DJ Academics, like clip that's like, oh yeah, like back in the day, because he did. I'll give him his credit. Used to be like, I found underground rappers and da-da-da-da. He did, but now that nigga just be, on fucking Twitch live, talking shit about whatever comes up. So I don't know. We got very renty and down the rabbit hole, but these platforms don't like to not do harm, and that doesn't sit right with me and my homegirls. It just doesn't. It doesn't. Prioritizing clicks and views over people's livelihoods is fucked up. I don't like it. I don't even remember what the original point was, but that just made me upset because y'all are fucking weird.
I can't say anything after that. You,
A long tangent. You know what? Let's lighten the mood. Because whatever. So to make people laugh, AD asked what our most embarrassing music moments are. And I have a couple, and I'm sure that the majority of them are on this fucking podcast when I don't know anything. Um, the one that comes to mind just vividly was what that was fucking a month ago or whatever, when I didn't know what the fucking Kennedy Center was. Um, I mean, I wasn't embarrassed because I genuinely did not know, but like embarrassing. And like, or when I mix up, you know, album titles or something, like, when I'm going through a discography and I can't.
That's not embarrassing.
Well, the Kennedy Center was 100% embarrassing. Oh my God. You know what? Okay, fine. I'll tell this story. I didn't think about it until just now, but I'll tell it. So, people who know me dearly, I've told this story before. And of course, my parents know this story. When I was younger, my parents were typical, parents of millennials. And they had me like involved in stuff. And they're like, you can do anything you put your mind. So there was like this random ass talent show that came out. I don't even remember like what it was for. It was just a random ass talent show. I entered and I had been obsessed with the song Green Eyes from that was from Mama's Gun. It was an interlude. I'm not gonna sing it again. This is how I found out that I could not sing. Um, but y'all know the song I'm talking about. So I'd sung that song like in the car with my dad. He had the CD or whatever, so it would come on, and I'd sing it in the car. And I guess again because I was in the back seat, my dad was like, "Yeah, that sounds all right." So like again, they didn't like push me. Like there are some parents that are like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, go do this because you're a star." They were just like, "Oh no, girl, like enter the talent show." So I thought I was real cute. I sung the song. And then at the end, I bit like a carrot or celery or something or whatever. No one clapped because it was bad. And I didn't realize because I was like, I think I was like 8, like 7, 8, 9, somewhere around there. Um, I didn't realize, like, I actually didn't realize that people were supposed to clap. I don't know why. I don't know where I thought, like, what was supposed to happen after that. I just remember being extremely disappointed. And my parents bought me like a stuffed animal or something afterwards and ice cream. And I never wanted to sing again. But I like, I can actually actively say that I was embarrassed. So that is an embarrassing music moment for me because I cannot sing. And I'm really mad that, that was one of those lessons where it could have just been, I didn't have to do that. You didn't have to tell me that I could put anything I put my mind to because I can't do that. So yeah, that's a embarrassing ass story. That's public now. Your turn.
Well, I can't hate on you because I'm scarred from a talent show in kindergarten.
Tough
So
days.
and that made me not want to go on stage at all in any particular way. That's why I just stayed to the back for everything. So even me just doing this right now with my high nasally voice is a success for me,
Look at us
especially
just
for how
overcoming fears.
yeah. But mine is and this leads to will lead to our next topic. Uh, involved the song "My Girl."
Oh no. Did you sing it?
It, it was I was in high school. There was and it was morning announcements in homeroom. So there was this girl I liked, of course, but I have no self confidence or anything like that, right? So I was like, all right, that's whatever, right? But I knew the song. The song came on for no reason. So I was like, all right. So in my head, either I was just not thinking or just didn't care that day, or literally just said, "Oh, what the hell? Let's see if this will actually impress her." It could have been a mix of all three. The song came on, so I know exactly what it was. It was like two of my classmates were hyping me up. It was like,
No,
"Yo,
no.
you gonna talk to her? You gonna ask her?" I
No,
was like, "I don't know,
no.
I don't know." So song came on, and I started just humming. And I was like, the bass line, doom, 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 doom. And I was like, okay. And and they just played the instrumental for the first part, right? But then they had when they went to a little break, they played more of the song. So I was like, all right, doom, 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 and I started uh mix of singing and lip syncing at the same time.
Oh, so it was like a little performance.
Yes. So I'm doing this all in front of the teachers are up in
Oh
front of the class.
no.
Their class is there, and I'm just going right. And girls looking over at me, so I'm just like going. So I'm just going, and I'm doing the whole dance routine and whatnot. I'm silly, right? But I'm doing the whole little dance routine and everything, and everyone's like, oh, like hyping me up or whatever, right? So I got a little bit too into it, and you know how in the set on the second verse he starts like that whole oh right, literally spun. I did that. I spun around and was like doing that, and I did that right in front of her. Messed up my knee because so all she could do was just like look at me and just like shake her head. I was like,
No,
oh,
no. So like you did like, you didn't spin too hard or something?
I spun too. No, I hit it right. But when you land on like if you got knee to knee
Oh,
contact,
no.
so I was like, ah. So I was like, oh. So I was like, oh, maybe me intentionally being silly or embarrassing myself would have, like say, hey, whatever, hey, break the ice, hey, that was
That's
cute.
the type of person I am. I would have been like, "Oh my god, that's adorable."
Yeah, right. I ain't get shit. Got no play,
She
nothing.
just shook her head and walked away. Like she didn't even check and see if you was all right.
No.
Damn.
Everybody else was like, "Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's the girls in of course, multiple ladies were in the class. Was like, so anytime they played that song, everybody just like started slowly just turning to me. I was like, not doing it.
Got it. I know that followed you through high school.
I did. It did.
I too have something that followed me through high school, but again, I've been embarrassed enough and I'm not going to talk about it. So I'm not telling two embarrassing stories on the podcast. What the fuck? No. Uh, not doing it. But speaking of embarrassing moments, um, I actually want to go to your next fun point about the worst lyrics. We can just say, some really bad lyrics between the genres. Um, I could not think of any off the top of my head.
Okay.
Um, Honestly, when you said that, I just immediately thought of Drake, and his corny ass. Like the moment when you said it, you were like, "Yeah, this is what we're gonna talk about." I said, probably something that Drake said." So insert a Drake line that I think is corny. I can't think of one. Um, but I'd like to hear what yours are.
I was listening to. This tells you where I think I was listening to "Ready for the World" on the way back from my shoot job, and I was listening to it, getting into it, which I was I will argue with anybody. The 80s and 90s had much more of an impact on music than any time in music history.
And we're gonna hold on to that because I do want to talk about that later.
Yes. So, you know, Love You Down came on, right? The extended version. So I was like, all right. And you know how like you just sit back sometimes and you like the song is so good, it's good, but you don't really just sit back and listen to some of the things that they're saying that you're like, if you just put on your common sense ears, you're like,
Common
what?
sense ears. That's so funny to me.
You're
But
like,
true. But true.
well, like,
Listening ears, as a
yeah,
teacher would say.
you're like, what? So like, I think it's Melvin Riley singing, doing the crooning part, and he's going, saying, "I can love you down, take you, take the house, take the car. I don't need anything else but to love you down." I was like, I just had to stop for a minute. I was like, this
OG would call that begging R&B, which again I'm not mad about.
it's begging R&B, but I'm also saying like, take the house
You're
and the,
taking it literally. He meant it figuratively. You know that.
no, because I'm gonna look at you like, take the house and the car. I'm like, just looking like, nigga, what? Ain't
I know
look,
what you mean though.
ain't look,
Like
ain't
you just take a you're taking it back. You're like, did he just say that?
yes, take the house and the car. No, ain't no woman that fine or the put or the P that good to make me give up my house and my car. Nope.
P.
See, I'm trying to be respectful.
Man, again, YouTube don't pay not neither one of our bills, so fuck them. Not a bill is being paid off of YouTube right now. So, and
So
there's not a third black head on this screen, so anybody is going to be able to see it. Because apparently, when there are 3 black people on screen, it's not age appropriate. But we're not talking about YouTube right now. We're talking about bad lyrics. Take the house and the car is hilarious.
take the house and the car. Nah, nah.
I'm really trying to think of a Drake line because that was really the first thing I thought of. Like, and there's so many. I'm just blanking. Oh God, I don't know why. I just can't think of any right now.
I'm looking. So I just started. Started like. I'll give you one right here, courtesy of Complex from Marcus Houston. Cheat.
Complex too, but
Yeah.
continue.
But they put out here, girl, I know I cheated on you before.
No, we're already starting off terribly.
I can't say I won't do it again. Stick by my side, girl. I know I can change. Sometimes I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me.
What song is that from?
Cheat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, never. I don't remember that one.
And he's
Oh, hold on. I got to pull up a Drake. Like, I'm really frustrated that I know the lines are bad, but I just can't. Oh my God. Okay. You know what?
all right. You found one.
It just popped in my head. All right. Childish Gambino. Gambino. I really cannot talk.
Gambino. Gambino.
Childish Gambino, circa camp era.
Okay. I like that.
Remember?
I like that album. It had some.
When's the last time you listened to it? Yeah. I will tease more of that. Okay. Anyways, not the point. Not the point. There were a couple of lines. There was EE coming on her face. Now that's poetry in motion.
Coming on her face now that poetry.
That's not a good one. There was also made the beat and murdered it. Casey Anthony.
Okay.
There was Asian Girls Everywhere, UCLA.
Wait.
I'm really just spitting them all out.
Wait, no, go back to that one.
Asian Girls Everywhere, UCLA.
Asian Girls Everywhere, UCLA. Well, California does have a big
Still
Asian
terrible, still bad. And recently, and this is recent, on that damn mulatto feature, he was talking about, because you know the whole thing about, I didn't even mean to call her mulatto, but the whole thing about her was like her name originally being mulatto, and that was like weird and uncomfortable. So then he raps on the song. I gotta Google this lyric because I can't remember what it is. But he raps about the song and then calls his kid mulatto, which was like, nigga, that's really uncomfortable because I'm googling it, and because I have one hand tonight, it's gonna take me a while. One moment, please. But it's bad. I remember being very disappointed by that lyric Because the whole thing was her changing her goddamn name. And like it felt intentional because, like, knowing Donald Glover, it felt like he was like, her. I'm being, introspective about this. And it's like, no, you're not. That was just fucking weird. Like, nope, that's just stupid. Hold on, I'm find it. All right. So, and like he's got like that cadence that goes with the beat. And he's like, just trying to be happy, get money, the motto. My girl hit the lotto, my son's all mulatto. Again, tone deaf. Can you be any more like the whole she changed her name and you're bragging about how light skinned your kids are. Go away. Go away. Yeah, okay, so I thought I didn't have any, but I had to dig in my brain deep. I found them. And I mean, again, I'm a Donald Glover fan. He gets on my nerves. Some of his politics are aggravating as fuck. But I do like his music, and he has not pissed me off enough to say no more Donald Glover. So, yeah. I forgot about that mulatto line. I'm glad I ran that one back in my brain because that annoyed the fuck out of me.
Rick Ross got a couple.
Oh, I don't even. Let's not go there.
Trayvon.
Molly on her drink. You don't even know it.
Now,
Always bad. That was always bad.
Trayvon Martin. I'm never missing my target.
Y'all are weird. Like y'all are weird. Jesus Christ, y'all are weird. I don't want to talk about this no more because they're just getting worse.
Mims, I'm hot cause I'm fly. You ain't cause you not.
You know what? I prefer that one over any of these that are about like tragic black people dying or women's pain. You know what? I'm gonna circle it back to Drake because that stallion line's terrible, and I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Bad. I don't even know how I didn't start off with that one. That line is bad because fuck you for trying to make like double entendre. No, we're not stupid. We're not stupid. We know what you were talking about, and even if it was a double entendre, one of the meetings was about Meg. So fuck you for that. Let's start there and end there. Dumbass Drake.
Well, he performed a concert at Apollo, which it seemed like everybody went to, and
so they gonna go to it. It's fucking Drake. That doesn't make him any less dumb.
I wasn't hyped up about it, but I know the stands will come out and say, "Oh my god!"
I saw a tweet recently that it was a clip. I don't know if it was from that Apollo show or from whatever it was. And he said that he was like, "Oh, if I get bored, I'll drop an album." And somebody like quote tweeted it and was like, "Yeah, this is why his music sound like shit because he be creating when he's bored." And I felt that. Then they could just be like, "Huh, make a random song today."
I got one for you. Name this artist.
No, I don't want to.
Yes, name this artist. I let you feel like the shit, but boy, you can't out fart me.
Who loves poop bars? Lil Wayne?
Nope.
I don't know. I can't remember who else like poop bars. Fabulous? No, it's not him either. I don't know. Who is it?
Cole.
Oh, you're right. Yes, that's another one that likes poop bars. Yeah, that one's pretty bad. I'm trying to think. There's one about like bowel movements. Lil Wayne has one about a bowel movement. Whatever. Yeah, these are bad. These are bad.
That's Louboutin shoe. She got too much pride. Her feet are killing her. I call it shoeicide.
That's fabulous.
Yes.
Okay, I know that line. That's fabulous.
That's a. Oh, what? When I was a geisha, he was a samurai. Somehow I understood him when he spoke Thai. What?
Yeah, Nikki had no business. Look, all right. I'm cutting this segment off. I don't want to hear no fucking more. And I am brushing us over to new noise, which we will eventually get a fucking sound bite. That's gonna be like whatever you said a couple weeks ago because that shit was funny. Um, so I
Never
went to
let
the
me, never let me
no no no
slip.
no no
Because if
no
I
no no
slip, then I'm slipping.
nope 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 nope. I
Damn
can't
it, Dre. Who wrote that for you? Probably Snoop, but damn.
no more no more. We're done. Turn it off. No, thank you.
Lil Wayne's first song, Tigers, Faded.
We I said no, and here he goes with more lyrics that are terrible.
She knows my dick. She calls that nigga Richard. Prior to me coming, I had to stick my thumb in her ass one time, smell my finger, make you vomit.
Again, why are we here? I don't understand why we're here.
Oh my gosh.
Like I said, new noise because no, no, thank you. Um, hmm. So I was listening to this over the weekend. Tori
Mm,
Moore dropped something new, and oh, so this is a re-release. So it was a re-release, or it was released in 2013. I'd never heard it, or if I'd heard it, it had been a long time ago. So it's anything in return, like those that project from 2013, but they're instrumentals. I really enjoyed hearing that. I listened to it when I was getting ready last weekend. I thought it was cute. Was that last weekend or 2 weekends ago? Can't even remember at this point. I did want to mention that because that was like at the top of my list. Another one, Faye is back in the studio, which I hope that I've talked about Faye on the podcast. I feel like I have. Based out of Atlanta, he's working on releasing, I don't know, what is this? Three, four, five, fifth studio album? Somewhere around there. And his rollout process is very interesting and fun. And I see he drops all of his songs like as singles and then drops the album and what am I trying to say? Like he drops all the songs are like he drops them one by one and then you get to hear the album as like the full project, which is cool.
mm,
So he dropped Holland Days, I believe that was last Friday. Um I've listened to every song because I think he's dropped, I think it's three now. No, two. This is the third. So brother, no, yeah, brother, Chocolata, Brotherly Love, and then Hollandaise. I haven't heard Hollandaise yet, but I heard Chocolata and Brotherly Love. I'm enjoying it. I'm a really big fan, and like actually, it made me think about it because I have one of his hoodies on. But yeah. So another piece of new noise for me. Um, Tori Ma was on the alternative side. Faye is hip hop, and I see that an artist that I follow, her name is Ayana, Ayana, dropped something. I see it's on my release radar. I haven't heard it, but I just want to highlight it. Oh, and Kalela has been dropping recently too. So I'm covering all my bases here. She's dropped two singles now. So she's back to us releasing stuff. So yeah, that's all new noise for me. I'm actually really excited. I know I sound not as excited, but lately I have been waking up and working out, and now my bedtime feels like it's 8:30, and I just be tired. But yeah, I'm super duper excited about those artists dropping, and I can't wait to see what their full projects sound like, especially Faye and Kalelos. So that's new noise for me.
uh, only thing I got is if you haven't watched The Last of Us on HBO or HBO
This
Max,
is supposed to be noise. Are you talking about the musical score of that TV show?
No, I'm telling.
I know. I'm just
Chill.
kidding. I'm just kidding. You're supposed to be doing the deep dive on the French hip hop. That's what you were supposed to be doing.
Hey, nothing's come across. Nothing's come across my
That's
radar.
what you were supposed to be doing.
Hey, nothing come across my radar.
That's okay. You have an assignment in a couple weeks. We will talk after this. Well, actually not after this because I'm gonna go to bed, but we will talk later. There's an assignment coming up. So you'll have
There's an
one. You'll have one.
yes. There's an assignment.
You'll have one. But I did hear, no, not to cut you off, but I did hear Last of Us is really good, especially for people who play the games and stuff. It's true to the game. So
It's so good. It's
I'm
so
happy for y'all. I
like
am happy for y'all.
you don't even have to if you're just didn't play the game and just came in cold.
No, I know. I heard that too. I mean, but sometimes the adaptations don't, get done well. So glad to hear that this one's getting
The
done well.
creator is he's doing a little bit of everything. And what I like about because I watched the behind the scenes stuff and the little tweaks here and there, it still keeps to the spirit of the game. But when they explain the changes that are made, you're like, oh, that makes so much more sense, and you can get more out of this. So I was like, okay, because honestly, there's only 2 games. I don't know how many. I think it's like 10 episodes for this first season. So I don't even think. So I don't even think that they're going to get through the half of this game in this first season. So second season may be a little bit of a mix and a time jump.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
But it's just really good. It's really good.
I'm happy. Like I said, I'm happy for especially people who've played the game and are seeing it be done well. I'm happy because people really don't have, or I don't normally have high expectations for adaptations. So glad
This
it's
it
doing good.
it's doing good. Second episode had like it was some kind of crazy number from the premiere. So it was like one of the top rated premieres in HBO history. And the second episode had more viewers than the first, like by like 15 or 20%, some crazy number like that. Really good stuff. Again, better content out there than watching 2 people involved in toxicity of the highest order.
100%. Like stop. But I don't even. I'm not doing it again. Yes, watch better content. Watch great programming. Watch Abbott Elementary. Watch something good. Stop giving people clicks and views that don't need it and shouldn't happen. That upset me again quickly, and I just didn't expect. I didn't expect to be upset again. Yeah, I got re-mad, and I don't want to be re-mad.
Wrap us up.
Yeah, I got re-mad. Yes, so another episode of the BINACT podcast where we talk music, the people that make it, and the communities that listen to it. I will be teasing some fun stuff about the next episode on the social medias and then the newsletter, which hopefully you guys have been reading because I've been writing and I have a new blog post. Did you see that? I've been writing. And if you read the blog post, you'll know there's a surprise in the blog post. So again, stuff's been happening, but there will be some fun stuff coming up for the next episode. So you'll get that information. Check your socials, check your emails, and we'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
Stay
Bye.
away from the golden showers.
Please. I mean, again, if you like them, that's your business, but actually just stop telling me about them. Thank you. Goodbye.